Good morning. Today, once again, it's going to be a fairly cloudy day with limited sunny spells. We've got some heavy rain, though, coming in across the north of Scotland, slowly slipping south, strong winds with it, and cooler behind it. I'll have all the details coming up later in the programme. Good morning, both. Good morning to you too. This morning, if you're out early, watch out for some fog. Some of it's really dense, especially across southwest England. And it's a chilly start for some of us as well, but for most it's not. There's a lot of cloud around once again today, and it's going to turn even windier across the far north of Scotland. So you can see the extent of the cloud covers, some breaks, which of course is where the temperature's fallen away overnight, and still the odd spot of rain here and there. But the heavy rain will be coming in from the north of Scotland, sinking southwards, getting into southern Scotland and also Northern Ireland by the middle of the afternoon, with gusty winds, gales across the very far north. The other thing is, behind this front, it's going to turn that bit cooler, and we could see some winteriness on the tops of the hills. But ahead of it, still in the mild air, we're looking at 16 or 17 degrees. Now, as we head through the evening and overnight, our weather front continues to sink south, taking its rain with it as a weaker feature. Clearer skies follow on behind, and it's going to be a cold night in the north of the country with some frost, especially so in some sheltered glens. Move ahead of that, we're still in the comparatively milder air with overnight lows round about 11 or 12 degrees. Now, as we move into tomorrow, our weather front will still be with us as a weak feature. It will continue to sink southwards. You might just find the odd spot of rain in it, but it will hang on to for a bit of cloud across South Wales into parts of southern England and the Channel Islands. So here you'll hang on to the higher temperatures. But as we push further north, it is going to turn colder than it has been, and quite a difference in those temperatures. If you look at Aberdeen, it's 8 compared to St Helier, which is 16. But it will turn a wee bit warmer on Saturday and Sunday. Again, Charlie.
There's still some sunshine out there. Carol, thank you so much.
That's right. They are indeed, Naga, especially tomorrow when it'll be cooler, but we'll see more sunshine almost across the board. This morning, though, well, there's a lot of cloud around once again. We've also got some fog across the southwest of England, something to bear in mind if you are travelling. Some of that is pretty dense, and it's going to turn windier through the course of the day across the far north of Scotland. That's because we've got this weather front. It's a cold front. It's producing some heavy rain, and it's going to sink slowly southwards. But high pressure still clinging on in the south. A lot of cloud around. That's helping maintain the temperature level at the moment. If you're just stepping out, this is the kind of level you can expect. But cool in Bude in the southwest, and cool too in Braemar in the Highlands. Now, this morning, the fog will slowly lift, some of it just into low cloud. The emphasis is on a lot of cloud today, with a few sunny breaks, but they'll be at a premium, and the rain slipping southwards, some heavy bursts of rain in that, and gusty winds, gales across the far north of mainland Scotland and also the Northern Isles. Behind this system, fresher air comes in, and in some of the showers that follow on behind, we could see some winteriness on higher ground. Temperature range 12 to about 17 degrees. Now, through this evening and overnight, that same weather front slips slowly southwards as a weakening feature, taking its cloud and its rain with it. Behind it, some colder conditions follow on. There'll be some frost tonight across parts of Scotland, the far north of northern England and also Northern Ireland, but still in the mild air as we come further south, with the winds easing across the north of Scotland. So that takes us into Friday, brighter but chillier, sums it up quite nicely. And you can see the progress this front makes. So we hang on to the milder air, represented by the yellows in the south, but the blue hues push all the way down towards the Midlands. So here is our weak weather front in the south tomorrow, producing some cloud. You might get odd spot of rain out of it, but it will remain fairly cloudy. South Wales, southern England, into the Channel Islands. The sun will come out behind it though, so after a cold start, temperatures will rise in the sunshine, but still there's a huge difference between north and south in terms of temperature, so feeling chillier across the board more or less, apart from in the far south, than it has been. Then into the weekend, it will be a chilly start to Saturday, but it will be milder on Sunday. Saturday starts off actually with a touch of frost across parts of Scotland and northern England, possibly into East Anglia as well. And after a fairly decent start as well, the cloud builds in from the west, and it starts to turn a bit wetter from the west as well. The timing on this may well yet change. Yesterday we thought it was coming in faster. Today it has slowed down a touch. Still temperatures, well, they're starting to creep up everywhere except for in the far north of Scotland, but that will happen during the course of Sunday. Sunday, once again, a lot of dry weather, a fair bit of sunshine, but some rain coming in across the northwest. And these are our temperatures, 10 to about 18 degrees. Next week, though, Naga and Charlie, it's looking more unsettled.
Carol, should we be happy with about 18 degrees, the temperatures today?
That's above average for this time of year. Yes, Naga. So if you like it that way, then yes.
You have to be so diplomatic, don't you?
I do, because I will get a barrage of complaints.
I'm going to say it's good that it's slightly warmer. Just for this week, because it's unsettled next week. There you go.
That's right.
Carol, thanks so much. See you later.
Thanks, Carol.
Good morning. There's some fog to watch out for this morning across southwest England. For most of us, it's going to be a cloudy day with limited sunshine, but we've got some heavy rain spreading south across Scotland into Northern Ireland and into Northern England later, followed by strong winds. I'll have all the details later in the programme. Both, good morning to you too. It is a lovely picture from one of our weather watchers sent in from Edinburgh this morning. You can see there's a fair bit of cloud, as there is across many parts of the British Isles first thing. In fact, through the day, sunshine amounts will be limited and the cloud thick enough here and there for just the odd spot. Now, we've got heavier rain coming in from the north of Scotland, sinking south through the course of the day. Strong winds coming in too across the Northern Isles and the far north of Scotland, and there'll be some showers, and some of those on high ground could well prove to be wintry. But our temperature range, 13 in Lerwick to 17 in Cardiff, and you'll start to notice it turning fresher from the north as we go through the latter part of the day. Now, overnight tonight, this weather front continues to sink southwards. It's weakening all the time, and behind it, clearer air follows and also sort of cooler conditions. So we hang on to a lot of cloud in the south. There'll still be some spots of rain, but here it will be milder, comparatively colder in the north. In fact, in some parts of Scotland, Northern Ireland and the far north of England, we are expecting a touch of frost. So tomorrow our weather front continues to journey southwards, still as a band of cloud with some spots of rain on it. It will linger across southern areas, including the Channel Islands, but a lot of sunshine follows on behind. Some cloud flirting with the north and west, and those are our temperatures. So across the board, more or less, feeling cooler than it has done. Naga and Charlie.
Carol, thanks so much. See you later. For everyone in the UK, if they want to nip out today,
go now, so I would say. Actually, that's not strictly true for everyone. It's true if you're in Scotland and then later in the far north of Northern Ireland and the far north of England, because we've got some rain coming your way. Good morning, everybody, by the way. Also, it's going to be windy across the far north, and today it's mainly cloudy for most of us with limited amounts of sunshine. What's happening is we've got this weather front. It's a cold front. It's sinking south, and behind it, some cooler conditions are following on. But look at the isobars, pretty windy with gales, especially across parts of the Northern Isles and also the far north of mainland Scotland. So if you're stepping out mid-morning, you're looking at some rain. Some of that will be heavy across the north of Scotland. Northeast at this stage could well miss it, but it's coming. For Northern Ireland, for Northern England, again, a fair bit of cloud around with the odd spot here and there. And as we come further south, again, it's a cloudy scenario we're looking at this morning with the odd spot of rain here and there, but most will be dry and we could see a little bit of sunshine, but it is going to be limited through the course of the day. Now, our weather front continues to sink southwards, eventually getting to the borders and also through Northern Ireland, and it will be followed by showers. Some of those showers in the cooler conditions could be wintry on higher ground, but as we come south again, we hang on to the morning scenario, which is a fair bit of cloud, limited sunshine. There will be a little bit, and temperatures about 17 degrees. But the temperature is going to slip as we go through the course of the night. It is following on from this weather front sinking southwards. We see some clearer skies following, cooler air coming our way, and in Scotland, parts of Northern England and Northern Ireland, we could well see a touch of frost. But where we've got the weather front with the cloud and the spots of rain, it is going to remain comparatively milder. Tomorrow then we start with a cloud and some spots of rain in the south, so again it will be milder here, but for much of the UK it's going to be a beautiful day. There'll be some sunshine around, but it will feel cooler for most than it has done. Areas of cloud at times flirting with the north and the west, and our temperature range 9 in Lerwick in Aberdeen to about 17 in Plymouth and St Helier. Now, as we step into Saturday, we'll start off with a touch of frost as well across parts of Scotland, parts of northeast England and possibly East Anglia. But through the course of the day, you can see how the cloud builds. We've got a new set of weather fronts coming our way, and they're going to introduce strengthening winds in the west and then this rain. Now, don't take the position of this rain as gospel. Make sure you keep in touch with the weather forecast if you're doing anything outside, because yesterday we had this rain coming in a bit faster. Today it's a bit slower, and that could well change again. But on Sunday it looks like the rain will move across Scotland, and by Sunday we'll all be in the milder air. It won't just be England, Wales and Northern Ireland. And you can see too, there'll be areas of cloud, areas of sunshine, and our top temperature 17 or 18 degrees. Charlie and Naga.
Did you just tell me not to take anything you say as gospel?
No, I didn't. You weren't listening properly.
I heard what you said. I will keep an eye on the weather forecast always, Carol. Thank you.
Thanks, Carol.
Good morning. There's some mist and fog to watch out for this morning, particularly across southern and southwestern England. Then we're looking at a lot of cloud, limited sunshine and wet and windy weather moving in from the north. I'll have it all in 9 minutes. This morning it is a foggy start to the day for some of us, as you can see from this Weather Watchers picture behind me taken in Brill in Buckinghamshire. Southern England really is where we're seeing some patchy fog, especially the southwest where it is quite dense, and it could take much of the morning to lift. But there's a lot of cloud around this morning, limited sunshine, although there are some pockets of sunshine, and we've got rain spreading south across Scotland through the course of the day with strong winds, gales with exposure particularly across the far north and the Northern Isles. Behind this weather front we'll see some hefty showers, and some of those country on higher ground. Now it's going to turn cooler behind this weather front, but still comparatively mild as we push further south. Now through this evening and overnight, there goes our weather front, weakening all the time, but still bringing some rain with it southwards as it does so. Behind it some clear skies, and we are expecting some frost across parts of Scotland, Northern Ireland and the far north of Northern England, but temperatures holding on under the cloud in the south of England and South Wales as well as the Midlands. And this is where we start tomorrow with this cloud and some spots of rain, so still hanging on to the mild air, including the Channel Islands. Behind that band of cloud, look at all the sunshine we're expecting. Temperatures, well, they are slipping. After a cold start with that frost, they will of course respond in the sun, but they still are going to be lower than they have been for many of us. As we head on into Saturday, we've got a weather front coming in from the west with strengthening winds bringing in some rain, but it will be milder for all except for the north of Scotland. You'll get the mild conditions on Sunday. Charlie and Naga.
Sure.
Carol, thank you so much. Speak to you later. Thanks for sorting out all the arguments here on the sofa as well, as usual.
Good morning, both. Good morning to you too. Look at this Weather Watchers picture behind me. St Clement in Jersey. Doesn't it make you just want to go to the beach? It's a lovely start here, but it's not the same everywhere. Across parts of southern England, especially the southwest, we still have some fog. Some of that will be with us for much of the morning. And there's a lot of cloud around today. Sunshine will be in limited supply. As well as that, we've got a weather front coming in across the north of Scotland, slipping south. That will have some heavy rain in it. And one look at this isobars tells you it's going to be pretty windy across the north of the country today, particularly the far north of mainland Scotland and the Northern Isles, where we could well see some gales. So here comes the rain slipping southwards, getting into southern Scotland and Northern Ireland by the end of the afternoon. Behind it, we'll see some hefty showers, and some of those could well be wintry on higher ground. And don't forget that gusty wind. For Northern Ireland, mostly dry, the rain coming into the north. And for Northern England, the odd spot coming out with the thicker cloud, but mostly dry at this stage. And you can see a lot of dry weather for the rest of England and Wales, with some sunshine coming through here and there. It's not a blanket of cloud across us all, but really the emphasis will be on more cloud than more sunshine today. Now, temperatures ahead of this weather front, we're still in the mild air, so up to 17, maybe 18. But behind this weather front, things start to cool down. And as we head on through the course of this evening and overnight, and our weather front continues its descent southwards, taking its cloud and its rain with it, well, fresher conditions follow on behind. It's going to be a cold night across parts of Scotland, Northern England and Northern Ireland, and in places we will see some frost. Whereas come further south, under the cloud and the rain, it's going to be comparatively milder. Now tomorrow we'll start off with all this cloud and some spots of rain, and it will linger across southern areas and get into the Channel Islands. But look behind it, a lot of dry weather and a lot of sunshine. Yes, there'll be some cloud at times across the north and the west, but one thing you'll notice, away from the south, where we've got the cloud, temperatures will still remain on the mild side. Behind that, it's going to be cooler than it has been for a wee while. Now, into Saturday, we'll start off with some frost across parts of Scotland, northern England, possibly East Anglia. Then we've got this cloud building, again thick enough in places for the odd shower, before the next weather front comes our way. Now that's going to bring strengthening winds and some rain in from the west. The timing of this has changed from yesterday. Yesterday we thought it would move in a bit faster. Today we're thinking it's a bit slower. So if you've got outdoor plans on Saturday or Sunday for that matter, do keep watching the weather forecast, because we expect it to travel across Scotland during the course of Sunday. And after a mild day for most except for the northeast, on Sunday we'll see the northeast join the rest of the UK with the mild conditions and a lot of dry weather, a fair bit of sunshine, variable amounts of cloud. But next week it's looking a bit more unsettled. Again, Charlie.
What are the flows like in the Channel at the moment?
The flows?
Yeah, you know.
I don't. You mean the waves?
Yeah.
What do you mean? I don't know, Naga. I've not had a look. But there's not much wind, so they shouldn't be too big.
So if you were going...
Well, it's going to be a quite pleasant day, yes. There will be some sunshine, but I can tell you now that will never happen.
Chloe, would you like to pick up on this? Chloe, she could do it, couldn't she?
How could she do it? Encourage Carol.
I reckon we do the 6.
There
Maybe
you go,
in
Carol.
12 years. It might take 12 years to do it.
No,
but...
not at all, because you did couch to 5. Chloe's offering, Carol. There you go. Your next
That's very
challenge
kind
is
of you, Chloe.
sorted.
Do you know I've got to go and do a news channel? I've got to go. But it's been very nice talking to you all.